it's Amanda here from Lolly Lulu Crafts, and today we are going to be making an acetate based card. So you probably can barely see the acetate. We've got it just here, and I've got this gorgeous, what's actually called snowflake acetate, and it's by Hunky Dory. And I wanted to show that although it was said it was kind of a snowflake, i.e. Christmas type, winter type acetate, that actually we could use it for anything. It doesn't need to be just for that, and it's going to make a really pretty card in its own right that doesn't need to be Christmassy or wintry in any description at all. So I've got here the acetate that we just said about. I've got some scraps of some pink, plain pink Hunky Dory in the baby pink, and also this gorgeous dotted pink Hunky Dory. And then I've got these flowers by Stewart, which has some stickers, which I thought would just be a nice embellishment, because the main feature of the card is going to be the actual card itself with the acetate, so we don't want to add too much to it. At least at this point that's what's in my mind, but who knows, when you start making these things it may well change. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is cut this to precisely the 8 inches long, because I want it 8 by 5. So I just want to trim a little bit off the top here, just to get it to that exact measurement. And then I'm going to get my score tool here, and I'm going to score at 1 inch from one of the edges. It doesn't really matter which. I'm going to score down like that, and then we're going to fold along that score line like so, and just want to now check the measurements. So yep, that's 7 inches, and actually I wanted to score it the other way round. There we go, because I want the pink on the inside. And then the next thing I need to do is take a piece of my acetate and cut that to size to fit, to make the front of my card. So there we go, that's a perfect fit. So what I want to do now is take some of my double-sided tape and pop a couple of pieces just on the inside here of my little flap, just because it's a nice strong tape. And then we'll peel that off. It's supposed to be easy peel, but I never can find the easy peel part of it, but anyway. Right, then what you're going to do in order to make sure it's sitting perfectly is you're going to line it up at the bottom corners like that, and on the bottom line, because it doesn't matter if it's slightly off at the top, because that's not going to show. So we're just going to make sure it's fitting down, and then we're going to stick our flap down like so. And then we have a nice card front here. So we're going to do it as a landscape card. So I think that's going to look nice. So then we're going to just start putting on our pieces of pink dotty card to start building up some little layering on the front there. So the first thing I want to do is cut a piece that's going to fit onto this section here. So we want to take our piece of scrap here. It's going to be 1 inch wide, so I'm just going to cut down at 1 inch. And I'm just going to double check that that's going to fit nicely here. So just cut 1 inch slice there, and then take that to one side, and then I can pop that over the front there to cover our white piece up. So that's nice and easy. So again, just using my double-sided tape. And this is a nice simple card to make, but it just looks so effective, and I think acetate always looks really effective anyway. It looks really special, and you can make some really nice fun cards with it. There we go. And then we'll just knock that edge piece off here. So that's that edge piece now done. So we want to put another piece down there. So what I want to do is take this piece here and just cut a small amount off the edge here, not too thick, maybe 1/2 inch, just to have a nice thin slither, and then still leave us with a reasonable piece down the other side. I just wanted a smaller piece there, so I'm going to put, say, that there, and then just a little piece there, maybe, like so. Yeah, I think that looks good. So let's take our double-sided tape and stick these pieces down. So I'm going to pop it on the back of our actual cardstock here, because then we can see it's much safer. We know exactly where it's going to be. If we put it on the acetate, you're not going to be 100% sure that you're doing the right section. Okay, so then just taking these two pieces, we're going to just pop those down. So I think the first one I want sort of quite close to this edge here, so just about here, and it might be simpler if you line it up with your mat, then you can line up from the top and then the bottom, so you know it's perfectly straight. Okay, and then I'm just going to put another piece next to this one with just a small gap, like so. And this will add a little bit of strength to the front as well, which is good. And you can either cut this off with some scissors or just using your cutter like I'm doing just here. Okay, so that's that bit done, and you can see it's giving it a lot more solidness. It's giving it a lot more weight to the front there. And then really all I want to do to finish off is pop this flower in the corner. I don't want to put any sentiment, I don't want to do anything, I just want to leave it really simple and plain, and just think it looks really pretty because you can see the front. You can see through the front to the back of it, and I think that you just want to leave it nice and simple. And then all I will do to finish off is put another piece of card down the back on the inside here, just to cover this up, but that obviously is up to you. If I had done not this sort of glue, if I'd done a wet glue that was more solid, then you wouldn't see these glue lines, and you might be fine to leave that alone as it is. But anyway, I shall just tidy that up. But otherwise, that's our card. So it's a really simple, but I think very effective acetate card. And I hope you have liked making this with me. And I'd love to hear your comments. And I will see you again next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.